It's getting hot in here, so take off all your armor. Seriously, Isaac, that armor is doing you no favors in defending against the desert's heat, although it is helping you defend against all of the killer bees that you're encountering. And how many killer bees can one find in a magically heated desert? Far more than you'd think. Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Golden Sun, and when last we left off, Isaac and co are working their way through the Lamakan desert. It's no King's Quest V desert, but then no desert is like the King's Quest V desert. There are oases scattered around, much like the King's Quest V desert, but they're far better spaced out, and you're not going to die by— ooh, there's a salamander. We need to be careful about that salamander, because I think the salamander has some very nasty moves if we let it use them. There is some power points restored, which is fantastic. 75 damage there, and a barrage which deals— ooh, the salamander is stunned. And so the salamander cannot use any of those awesome moves that it might have. A good combat all round. Excellent. Goodbye, salamander. Hello, not too much experience, but a fair amount of gold. Let's reveal what's over here, shall we? Anything here? There is a treasure chest, and in here is a potion. We always like getting potions. We might as well return over to this area and head north, as I think there is there's an oasis over here. We can move quite a bit further than Graham can in a desert without dying, because Graham's desert is in theory infinite at places, and that's rubbish. Up here should be another item that is hidden in another circle of rocks. Imagine if the items weren't hidden in circles of rocks and you had to look around every single part of the desert. Ah, here's a synergy stone. We might as well take advantage of this by using a wish to restore everyone's health and then restore all of our synergy. There we go! We're good as new! It's like an inn, only not an inn. We need some water. Don't worry, Garrett. Ooh, here's another salamander. We need to make sure that salamander goes away, and by goes away, I mean dies. We can also try and use some sleep synergy, but maybe a storm ray will be sufficient. And maybe an ice horn, or just ice here on the grub. There we go! Lightning in a desert! As if the heat wasn't enough. And there is some ice, which deals 48 damage. Goodbye, grub. And Ragnarok! You can never use Ragnarok too many times. And there is Barrage, which didn't stun the salamander, but it doesn't matter because the salamander is gone. And up here, I think, yep, we can get to here just in time. I think another oasis is here. This is an area that I remember quite well. There we go, into the oasis, and also a point to notice that there isn't a separate animation for Isaac just relaxing in the oasis, so they had to use the one where he was drowning. An interesting point there. I wonder if the oasis is truly that deep. And here is a point where you can get yourself into some serious trouble if you don't position yourself carefully. If you position yourself between the 2 points, you can see that that one has an antline in it, and this one has a Jin that we're looking for. The Jin will join us immediately, because let's face it, which Jin would want to stay in a desert apart from one that's a Mars Jin? And that one certainly is not a Mars Jin. I think there's an oasis over here that we can take advantage of. Let's find out, shall we? And this is when there's an antline and I look very silly. Nope, one oasis. Marvellous. And I think there's an item down here as well. These items aren't very important. We have found the best items available to us. Well, I say that. I think there's one more item we really want to get. And there are 777 coins hidden in a desert. They are probably some really hot coins indeed. Imagine trying to grab those out of a treasure chest that might very well be made out of metal. That would be a small nightmare, and I've no idea why there was a moment of graphical glitch there on Isaac. Oh well, 2 salamanders, and we get to go first, which pretty much means that these salamanders are doomed, and we didn't set the Jin. We're gonna have to do that. A round of attacks apiece there. Some damage. Ooh, a critical hit. 91 damage. I think these salamanders are very, very doomed. Is that one gone? Nope, that one's not gone either. That one is gone, and that one is not. Ooh, fire blessing. That is what we were worried about. It does a fair amount of damage to Ivan, but nobody else, really. Ah well, I thought they'd turn us to stone, which probably, in terms of game mechanics, would just mean that we were stunned. Alright, let's set that Shin over to Ivan. I think Ivan's going to get, yep, he's going to go from Magician to Mage and gain the Ward synergy. And also gain quite a lot of health there. Excellent. We're going to move over here now and see what's between these. There's also a waterfall of sand. I don't think that has anything important in it. They will do, well, the waterfalls will be important later. I think now we just want to avoid that antlion and head down to where that oasis was. Hopefully we'll get there in time, and I don't think we did. And here is one of those bees of the desert with scrubs. Let's go and deal with them, shall we? I think Earthquake might help, and attack there, and one there. Marvellous. We need to make sure we preserve all of our... There's an Earthquake there. All of our synergy and all of our health as much as possible. Ooh, the fighter bee looks for allies, and another bee appears. That bee is gone, but there is another bee. To be or not to be? The answer is there may even be 3 bees soon, because that bee may summon allies as well. There is 100 damage from the staff there, which is a very impressive amount, and there are no more bees here. I think we're about to take some damage. Let's see if we can avoid it, though. Can we avoid it? No, we could not, which is a pity. But, well, that is quite a lot of damage. I think a wish here will help. One there, and is that enough? I think that'll be enough for now. We just sort of want to head over here, because I think we have all the items that we need. There we go. And I think, yep, there's an oasis right here, so that you can go into the next area with all of your heat meter intact. There we go, sorted. And into this area we go. One more salamander will say hello, and we're about to say goodbye to the salamander. So long, salamander. We're moving on to the next area. You are not invited. 190 gold. How much gold do we have? Only 4,000. That is not a lot. This area doesn't have so much of a problem with the heat, but it does have a problem with these waterfalls. The waterfalls of sand, otherwise known as sand falls. I've no idea why I called it a waterfall. I suppose it works like a waterfall. It moves you down, and you can't really move up. So you need to make sure that you... ooh, the sand also does make the heat meter go up, so you need to be careful. You need to be very careful and make sure that you don't fall. Here we're okay, but later on we won't be. The thing that we want to watch out for is that some of these places actually have items in them. And there is, I think, a cave somewhere nearby. Is this where the cave is? Let's find out. Is there a cave here? No, this is not where the cave is. There is definitely one that we have to navigate through, and I think it's this way. Yep, the cave is hidden behind this waterfall, explaining to you that things can be hidden behind them. There we go. And in here, for some reason, are lots of torches, which implies, as people have said, that people travelled through the Lamakan desert to use the Silk Road. But right now, the Silk Road is not very good. Also, indeed, they do need some water. We can fall down here. It might actually be to our benefit to do so. I do think we want to head a long way up, over this sand here, and I think we'll just let ourselves fall. Why not, eh? We could just head down here, I suppose. Actually, that heads up, and I think there is where the exit to the Lamakan Desert is. We're already nearly there. But falling down here actually has one benefit, and one benefit only. For a start, there's an oasis nearby. There's also an antlion, as you can see, but there is something else up here. And up here, I think, is an item that we want. Well, it's right here, why not grab it? What is in this treasure chest hidden in a desert? The answer is a nice, tasty mint that we're most certainly not going to be eating right now. I'm never good at using those items. Items that permanently boost your statistics. There we go. Life-giving water. Nectar of the gods. Isaac can feel his strength flowing through him and returning. Let us now head up here and try our best not to fall down. There we go, and there we go. Here is where the exit is. There is one minor problem with the exit being here. We're going to save, I think, on this one, because we're about to go and fight a boss, and it is quite a nasty boss. We're going to use stand by here on all of these, because we might as well find out which of these the boss is weak to. I highly doubt, however, it's going to be fire, but we might as well use it because every time we use a summon, we'll improve the elemental power respectively for each person that uses it. And we might as well find out what the Forjin summons for Jupiter and Mercury are. How do we find the exit? We find the exit by revealing the path, which has one minor drawback. There's a Manticore. That is bad, and the Manticore is also a little bit surprised too. But the Manticore is going to fight us when we try and move past, and the Manticore is a rather tricky foe. Let's use some Jin, shall we? We have some summons here of various levels. We might as well use Sibel here. And then we're going to be using Tiamat, which I doubt will do anything. And then we'll be using Thor. Thor is a very powerful one, and Boreas here, which is a 4 Jin Mercury one. Let's see which one is the most effective, shall we? Well, I imagine the ones that use 4 Jin will be more effective, but we'll find out which element the Manticore is weak to. Let's go! Thor! We summon you to use your Hammer of Lightning Zappiness! It is quite a Hammer of Lightning Zappiness. That is 455 damage. That is a lot of damage. And a 96 increase in wind power. And now Boreas, which I imagine will be the one that this one is weak to. Who summoned the robot that will form Ice of Doom? That is a lot of damage. I'll tell you how much, 619 damage. I think it's weak to Mercury. And here is Sibel. It is a sort of tree frog that makes lots of vines. A little bit underwhelming compared to the previous two, but 279 damage and 60 more earth power. And here is Delude, that's not really going to have that much effect at all. And we've seen Tiamat before. This one is going to be very underwhelming. There we go. But a small amount of damage nonetheless, 175. Now think about the fact that if that amount of damage had been dealt to Saturos, also 2 attacks here that we need to be careful of, and also a deadly poison needs to be cured pretty much immediately. We need to make sure that people don't die here, so Ragnarok needs to be used. No point in you using any synergy because yours isn't very effective. We definitely want to use, we could try Bind, or we could try Sleep. Let's try Sleep, shall we? And lastly, I think Cure Poison is a bit essential because otherwise Isaac will die. Deadly Poison is even worse than normal poison, and Sleep has no effect on the Manticore. Goodbye, Poison. Ragnarok, just for more damage, and that is 107. Impair will reduce the defense, which is not good for me, 51 damage. Mad Blast is bad. It deals a lot of damage, and fortunately we're now starting to reset our Jin, which will improve all of our stats and generally make us that little bit more durable. We want to use some curing right now. Maybe that would be essential? No, I think Cure here is good, and just the normal attack here might be good. We could try Sleep, we could try Bind to see if it will block the foe's synergy. It probably won't. We don't have Wish yet, so Ply Well might be good. Ply Well is actually a little bit of overkill here. Normal Ply will do. Will this work? The answer is no. It starts to not work as you go on to fight tougher bosses, and the party is in pretty good condition, apart from Garrett. And that was not a fatal amount of poison, 70 points of damage. Goodbye, Manticore! That was a little bit easier than I remember it being, but then again, we have some really powerful summons. 590 experience points, level 18 for Isaac, which is brilliant. We always want to gain more levels, 3,400 coins and a Psi Crystal. A good result all around. Now we really want to make sure that everyone doesn't die to any encounters that we face just getting out of here. There we go, just stay healed there, and no healing needed there. Healing needed there, definitely. And now we shall reveal the way, which is no longer blocked by a Manticore. And then the game throws another Manticore at you. And this cave leads to the exit of the Lamakan Desert, and we don't ever have to go back there. Ever. It's just basically a one-way passage into the next area, which is over here. And we want to head to this area very specifically, and we also want to make sure that all of these Jin are not set, because this is another opportunity where you can get another Jin that's on the world map. We just need to run around until it appears somewhere. It will appear, we just need to give it a little bit of time. Hello, Mr. Jin. We have come to fight you so that you will join us. Hello, Venus Jin. How are you? And you get to attack first. Well, the party does anyway. If the Jin attacked first, they could just run away. But Thor here should probably take care of it. Let's see if it does, shall we? After all, the Venus Jin is very weak to Jupiter synergy, so it's very weak to Jupiter Jin. There we go. That is 405 damage, which actually won't knock out the Jin. But hey, it may have done. Let's see what we can do, shall we? There's no point in using the synergy of Isaac there. Heat Wave might help, and also using a Storm Ray will also help. Alright, maybe an Ice Spell there. There is a small chance that the Jin will run away, but we could... Oh, never mind, we felled the Venus Jin. It only took one more attack. 230 experience, and now we have our 4th Jin for Isaac. And it does give us one of the best summons that you can get, in terms of appearance anyway. We now have Vine. Vine has a pretty neat effect. It tangles foes to drop agility. We're going to set that, which will make Isaac a Gallant, which means that we gain the Gaia spell. Brilliant. And now we're going to go and find one encounter that, let's just say, is in some serious trouble. We can't go up right now. We need to head this way. And here is an encounter that is about to face a serious problem. Well, we'll fight this one, and then we'll set the Jin off Isaac, so that we can... Also, that is a reskin of the vermin that we met before, and there is the fighter bee that is now out of the desert. These enemies aren't really that tricky whatsoever. We'll just get rid of them, and then we'll show off this Jin summon that Isaac can now do. It is a nasty one. It's most certainly... well, I'll give the comparison after you see it. There is going to be a settlement nearby. There are also going to be some bridges nearby that will allow us to head to certain areas, like up here for instance. Here are 2 death caps, which are reskins of the mushroom enemies, and we get to go first, which means we get to use Judgment, the might of the apocalypse. And if you think that sounds like overkill, that's because it is overkill. How much overkill? We're about to find out. That is a mighty foe. And this is a mighty blast of Venus energy that is going to wreak havoc everywhere. What's overkill? That is overkill. 228 damage and 327 damage. Yep, I don't think we needed to do that whatsoever. But boy, does it look awesome. We need to head away from here and down to the location where the next town is, which I think is over here. That there is Calais, but we need to head up here to where the bridges have now been repaired. Do you remember those bridges that Master Hammett said were out and so they couldn't get to Calais? They are now fixed, which means that we can go back to areas that we've previously been to. Specifically, we can go back to Vault and we can go back to Vale. Why is going to Vault and Vale important? Well, that's because there are some Jin nearby that we need to go and get. We're now back in Vault. Hello. So you're hitting the road again? Ah, you haven't changed your dialogue whatsoever. We are indeed hitting the road. Also, let's go and check up on those thieves that were around. You know, the ones that we captured. Are they still here? They are still here. Good. You just stay there, why don't you? We need to make sure that the Jin that we were going to... Well, that we are going to get, rather, is in the place that we need it to be. Just a hop, skip over here, and we'll just check up in the northern part of Vault. Is the Jin where I want it to be? The answer is the Jin is there. We don't want the Jin to be there, so we're going to ring the bell, which will make the Jin move up there. We want the Jin there because we can now get over there. But how do we get over there, I hear you ask? Well, the answer is simple. We reveal the way over here. There is a hole in the ground, and we're going to be using it. If we get the dog to move, that is. I think we need to get the dog to move first. Do we have a bone? We don't have a bone to give to the dog. I think we can go and get one in the inn, however. I think we need to go and get that. Silly me, forgetting that we needed the bone to make this work. Now, if you'll just excuse me there, we need to move into here. There we go, we'll have one of these. Excellent! We have a bone, and we gave it to Ivan because Isaac can't carry it. Or maybe Isaac doesn't want to carry it. After all, it is just a bone. Alright, down here we go. and we'll get the dog to reveal the way for us. There we go. Would you like an item? I think you would. Or maybe we actually can't get you to move. I don't remember how we actually get you to move. Examine the grave, we didn't find anything. Maybe Isaac needs it in his inventory. But what would we shuffle around, I wonder? We could just give the nut over here to Ivan. There we go. And then we'll pass over the bone here. Much better. Will it work now, I wonder? The answer is no, it won't. What do I do with the bone again? I don't remember. A bone from the girl at the inn. Nope, don't remember what I need to do with that. But I do remember that we need to use reveal to illuminate the way that we need to go. But right now, that has not actually shown me anything. Definitely over here, as I recall. But I have forgotten the order in which you need to do things. But I'm sure next time, I'll figure it out. And when we come back, folks, we're back in an area we've been before, looking for Jin that we couldn't get before, but we will get now. So I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.